Alright, today's the day we're going to be moving dirt. I got volunteers on the way, and even if they don't show up, I'm going to be shoveling dirt all day. So, from what I can tell, a standard wheelbarrow, that one and that one, are 6 cubic feet. So, that's 4.5 wheelbarrows per yard. So, I estimate I've probably moved a yard and a half, probably closer to a yard. And so what we're going to do is put 3 big wheelbarrow fulls per bed, just one on each end and one in the middle, and then we'll estimate how much dirt we have left. And then probably what we'll do is we'll try and add one more wheelbarrow full per. I may only have 3.5 yards left. They may have given me 6 yards. I believe the dump truck holds 6 yards. I ordered 5, so they may have given me an extra yard. Who knows? We'll see, but that's the plan, is to just keep dumping stuff in there. At least 3 wheelbarrows full. As you can see, it's rained a lot, and the water has escaped in a couple of places where these old rows that are left in the field, you can see there's a dip right there where an old alley used to be in the cotton. And it's just part of the landscape now. But anyway, you can see where the water has flowed underneath the bed trying to escape because it pooled up on top of the compost and the cardboard. So we need to get more dirt in here to be able to get that significantly above that level. And there we go. It only took us 30 minutes. It's amazing what you can do when you have more than one person shoveling. Yeah, I think they brought us a lot more compost than I paid for. I paid for 5 yards. I think they brought me like 6 or 7. I thought the truck only held 6, but they might have brought the 8-yard truck. Yeah, it's full about a solid 6 to 7 inches the whole way down. And I've still got that much compost left. So exciting. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but this will do something. Yeah, I'm currently racking my mind trying to figure out what I can use this compost for without accidentally wasting all of it. But that should be all the media we need. I may come out here and do a micronutrient amendment, just apply some all-purpose plant food, just to be extra safe. But I think we're good. I also have plants as well. I was able to go out to the park I used to work at and dig up some obedient plant. These are Stokeisha I got from my house. Some Elliott's aster. These are canna bulbs. That's also from my house. That's dense blazing star. Ohio spiderwort, more obedient plant, frostweed, yarrow, and then these are all muck sunflowers in various condition. This one's doing okay. That one's doing great. These are pretty almost dead, but I'll have to go in there and pull all the weeds out and just get it down to the sunflowers. And yeah, those are going to be going in there. I think next I'm going to put up the deer fence, which is just going to be monofilament. It's just going to run from that post all the way around to that post, and then I'm going to put a gate in the middle with made of normal wood and all that. Alrighty, and as you can't see, we've got monofilament up, which you can't see. I'm going to walk into this face first and slice my eye off. Can you see it now? There it is. 30-pound test every 8 inches? Yeah, every 8 inches. Whole way around. I'm glad I did 8 inches because I think I only had like 50 foot of line left over at a 440-yard roll. But we got all that up. Hopefully that'll keep the deer out. Now I got to build a gate. I also took all of my plants, pulled all the weeds out, well, at least all the ones I could. It was mostly out of these muck sunflowers. These are Helianthus simulans. Fantastic nectar plant, awesome wildflower. If you can get it and it'll grow in your climate, go for it. It gets huge. It gets about yay tall. It's about 10 foot in ideal conditions, which is probably what it's going to hit here. Probably 8 or 9 actually. But fantastic plant. Can't kill them. Grow everywhere. They'll grow in sand. They'll grow in mud. They'll grow in anything. You practically never have to fertilize them, but if you do, they will respond in kind. They will take any amount of love you give them and they will return it, twofold. These are the obedient plants. They're kind of low on my list of priority, but they do well. Those ones are not in the greatest shape. This is just a dense blazing star. I don't know if it's going to come up. Somebody gave me those and I just stuck them. These are Stokecia. They may not do well. They like really boggy soil, but I think they'll be fine. They're, once again, not a high priority. Same goes with these Ohio spiderworts. They are impossible to kill. Stokecia is pretty hard to kill, but you can do it. Those are cannas. Those I would prefer to have thalia, and I'm going to plant thalia, but I'm not going to bet on the thalia. That's Thalia dealbata, powdery alligator flag. I'm going to bet on these cannas, and these are the leafier green cannas with the light yellow flower, not the red ones. This is yarrow. Not the greatest pollinator plant, but once again hard to kill. Technically native. I've never seen it in the wild. That's Elliot's aster. That's another fantastic plant. A little bit more finicky than some of the other ones. It's about like an obedient plant. Once again, it likes mucky soils, very wet stuff. Probably won't do the best out here, but if I can get it to grow, it'll be a fantastic nectar producer. That's frostweed. That's a native plant. It loves this kind of soil. It should do awesome. There's some of it grown in the field over there. It gets real tall, about the same size as the muck sunflower, but definitely not as dense. Fantastic nectar plant. All around awesome plant. Doesn't clump as hard as the sunflower. The sunflower basically self-mulches. It's awesome in that regard. It's a perfect plant in my opinion, except for the hugeness. And yeah, I've got some pre-orders placed for a couple more plants. I think I've got a backup Elliot's aster, a couple other things. I think it was a Chipahula something, river coreopsis. What else? Golden Alexanders to put over here for black swallowtail larval habitat. A couple other things. You'll see them when they get here. And I've got a whole pile of seeds I'm gonna start sometime here. I've got the little greenhouse starters. I think I'm gonna bring them out here and just set them out on the beds next couple of weeks and get them started. I'm out here today to put some stringers on this because if feasible, you really shouldn't. You should just leave this monofilament as is so that it's invisible to the deer. But in the essence of visitors to the property and myself not catching a mouthful of fishing line, anyway, I'm just going to run a vertical line of this. I think it's cotton, it might be polyester string. Probably every, 10 foot or so. Just tie it to the bottom strand and then very loosely weave it in between and tie it to the top strand. So that, people have an indication of how tall this stuff is, or that there is monofilament there. I'm not going to run anything all the way around, and I think I should be good. The point of using just the T-posts on the corner and the monofilament is that deer can't see it. So they walk into it, hit it, go, oh God, what's this? Freak out, look up, can't see the top, reach their head up, hit it, reach their head down, hit it, and go, all right, this is weird, I don't like it, I'm gonna dip. So if you add anything that indicates the height that they can see, and you have to remember that deer are crepuscular and they can see in the dark very well, especially in moonlight. You don't want to do that because they'll see it and they'll go, oh, okay, that's how tall it is, and they'll jump it. But if it's just a post, I don't think that effect is going to be as noticeable to them. I think if it's just a vertical line, they're going to be a lot more hesitant to jump the fence than if it was, a horizontal line, especially if it was a short horizontal line. There's a little glass lizard again, milling about. It's a handsome one, although he is small. All right, buddy, get out of here. Go on, get it. Go on and get it. Bloop. Well, there we go. That'll hopefully keep people from walking into it face first, and hopefully the deer won't learn they can jump it. There's plenty of stuff for the deer to eat out here, and deer around these parts, you know, don't usually jump a 6-foot fence unless there's something they really want in it. So we'll see. They may still try and jump it, and if they do try and jump it, they will get in, because it's just 30-pound test, and a deer weighs, what, 100 pounds or something, falling at, you know, 5 miles an hour. They're going to snap through all this, and they'll be in there. But point isn't to keep them out forever, because this is mostly wildflowers. There's not going to be too much in here that they really want. It just needs to keep them out until everything gets established. Well, keep them out forever, but it just needs to keep them out for the most part. And if they get real ballsy, we'll put up weld wire the whole way around. I just don't want to do that because it's going to cost $200. And this cost $5. Well, today is gate day, so we got lumber for the gate, and I'm gonna get to cutting all this, building the gate itself, and then erecting the frame for it, hanging it, and then I've got some custom gate latch hardware that I've cobbled together of my own design, and we're gonna see if that works or not. If it doesn't work, we're just gonna buy one of them $25 swing gate latch systems, like I should have done. But this custom gate latch that I have is designed for ADA accessibility. Sort of, mostly, kind of. So, and you know, I can modify it to make it more ADA accessible, but it's just sort of a prototype at the moment. And we're going to see if it works or not. If it works, fantastic. I can easily modify it to make it way more usable by people with limited fine motor skills in their hands. I don't know what they call it, but ADA accessible. And there's the gate. Got the frame done. Still need to put the weld wire on it. Still need to mount the handle for the latch, but all the framework of it's done, all the other stuff's cut. And now we have an arch for the gate. So that's just 4x4, 2 foot in the ground on either side. It's an 8-foot 4x4, sticks up 6 foot. Then I've got a 2 foot piece of 2x4 screwed on with 2 screws on a 6-inch joint right there that runs up to a, I think that's just a hair over 6-foot board up there, and I've just centered it right on these posts. I got both these posts level. We can confirm that they are indeed level, or at least they were before I put the thing on there. Well, bam. You see, I can do good work when I try. I just don't try a lot. So we got that up there, and this will give me plenty of room to carry crap under here. You know, we can have an NBA team out here and they won't bang their head on it. And then if we don't plan on having any NBA teams out here, I can put a little sign up here. It'll give me about, you know, 6 inches or so up there. I might be able to even get away with a foot. And still have this thing be at least 6 foot clearance, 6.5 foot clearance if I do a foot, 7 if I keep it underneath 6 inches. So sweet. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up supports on either side. I've got 6 foot 4x4s over yonder, and I'm going to put them in the ground 18 to 24 inches, probably 18. They don't, you know, they're not going to be holding up the gate. And what they're going to do is they're going to hold up the sides of this post. So I'll have a 2x4 mounted to the outside, probably right here on either side, and it'll run down to the top of the board. And I think and the reason why I went with 6 foot 4x4s rather than just like, you know, 4 foot 2x4s that I put 18 inches in the ground and just ran a board to, is because I'm going to put a hose bib on this one right here, because I'm going to have that 100-foot roll of hose run from that post to that well over there, and I'm going to try and bury it just basically in a straight line from there to here. And I'll have a little hose bib at the top so that I can mount all of my complicated irrigation BS on top of it. And then I'll put a splitter on there so I can also hook a regular hose up to it. And that'll supply all of my irrigation lines for over here. So the one thing I am kind of worried about is I got to get rid of all of that. which is going to be fun with all of this in here. And I think I got to move that before I can put in that post. And that's the post that matters, because that's on the side where the gate's going to be mounted here. I'm going to have it set up so that it can open like this, and then so it can fold all the way around on that side. And I believe I got to move all of this before I can put in that post, because I don't want to have to cut the fishing line, because I don't have any fishing line to spare. And we'll have to run fishing line like this to the 4x4 as well. I've got more of it on order. It'll show up eventually. Anyway, I got a bit distracted, but here's what I'm thinking about with the irrigation is basically I've just got a 100-foot hose here, and this is a heavy-duty hose. It says heavy-duty on the label, but I don't know how much it actually is. It's not contractor grade, I'll tell you that much. Decided to save 20 bucks on that. And yeah, because I figure this is going to get hit with a mower, so contractor grade hose ain't going to survive a mower blade, so might as well not waste the money on it. My plan is to bury this in a trench basically from here straight over to there, which I think is about 75 foot. I hope it's less than 100. And what I've done is I've basically come over here, put a Y splitter onto this bib right here, right off of the well, and this will let me turn water on, like so. It's not on. I'll show you. This thing throws some water. Look at that. Ain't even on all the way. It's got some oomph. But anyway, that'll let me throw water out of here so that whenever we need to drain this, although that really should be on the bottom as far as being able to, flush the system, but that's the way she goes. So I'm going to basically cut a little channel right here so that this can come down and sit back where it was without pinching that hose. So I just need to dig out about a 3-4 inch trench right there. Then I'm probably going to take the shovel or the mattock and just cut me a path like this all the way through this garbage. May fire up the mower and run a path just like that. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to install it today, but that's what I'm thinking about. All right, there's the supports. Kind of looks like the side of a barn, which I think is kind of cool. Maybe I'll put a peak on the top. We shall see. But now comes the fun part. I got to put this weld wire on the front of this fence, and then I got to hang the fence level by myself, which is not going to be fun. But we'll figure it out. I'm going to hang the fence with a 2-inch overhang, as you can see by that scribe mark. So it's really only going to be held on with those 2 screws, and I may drill another hole there for a third. And that's so that I can fold it this way, and it'll be flush with the column, because I've got to leave about 1.5 inch, 2-inch gap on the side so that this thing can fold over. And that's not ideal with this hinge design. I was trying to find like a wider, longer hinge, but they just did not sell any. And the kinds that I did find were 1, not long enough, and 2, way too expensive. So we're just gonna have to make do with this. I think it'll be fine, I hope. And if not, I'll buy new hinges and find somebody to weld me some wings onto them. But anyway, we're gonna try and hang this, which is not going to be the funnest thing. I'll probably just stack wood. I think I got enough wood that I can stack it up, but we're going to mount it a foot off the ground. Alrighty, and there's the gate all the way together. Opens, closes. I'd show you that it spins all the way over and folds flat, but I gotta get rid of all this wood first. But as you can see, I got it lined up so it should fold all the way over like this, and hopefully that guy does not hit that post. I should probably measure that. I don't think it's going to. It'd suck if it did. And we got the latch right there. It folds open 90 degrees this way so that you get full, range of motion through here. It's just there's no way I'm going to be able to fold it that way unless I've got a fully articulated hinge, which I ain't buying. And yeah, I've got my custom gate latch hardware on there, and it's not going to automatically latch because I need a stronger spring. But if you close it slowly, it does. And See, this is really simple. I've got a 1/2 inch piece of grounding rod that I drilled a 9/32 hole through, put a 1/4 inch bolt through that, out the other side. Then over here I've just drilled a 1/4 inch hole, threaded it, well, I think it was a 7/32 hole, threaded it for 1/4 inch, ran a piece of 1/4 inch all thread through it, put a handle on either side, put nuts on there, counter torqued them, and then I've got a hose clamp in the middle hooked up to a spring that is just latched onto the gate. I can also drill a screw into the wood over here and hook it over here, but I noticed that, you know, I've got the weld wire, so why not? And yeah, here's the latch plate. This is the most complicated part. This is a piece of a 4.5 inch by 3 inch, 1/8 inch flat bar, and I have folded it into a Z in thirds, 1 inch on each side, drilled 3 holes through the bottom, and I have cut it into a ramp and put a 9/16 1/2 inch-ish cut in it, so that when you close the gate, it ramps up like that, falls in the valley, and then it's stuck. And yeah, I probably should have made it wider, or I need a stronger spring. I'm going to swap the spring out. This is just something I had lying around that happened to be the right size. And yeah, and this is totally ADA accessible. Anybody can do it. All you have to be able to do is go, and you can open the gate. Just gate opens, and to close it, you can just stick your hand through here, like that, or put your hand on top, or put your foot under the bottom. And yeah, I've also got weld wire tacked to this just so that it's impermeable to deer. And I've got this 1 foot off the ground, and I just so happen to have the perfect length of weld wire that I was able to fold it over on the bottom. And so I've got about a 6 inch overhang, which is beautimous. There we go. If I want it to be taller, I can add a little extension to the top of the gate, just if I think that the deer are particularly acrobatic and might jump through here. I can always just tack something on like this, run it over like that. But for the time being, I'm not going to. And yeah, this is great. This also has the added benefit of being able to function as a trellis if I want to plant vines. And yeah, looks pretty cool. I can hang a sign up there. Keeps deer out. Lets me get a wheelbarrow through. I think the mower will fit through, just barely. Maybe not. I can probably get it through, but I'm not going to be able to do anything through it. So, don't know why I would do that. But if I had a much smaller riding lawnmower, I could probably run it through here. These are all 48 inches apart, so if I had like a 42, I could probably do it. Wouldn't be worth it though. I got a push mower for that. And that's the gate. Now I've just got to figure out some way to run fishing line. I don't need to figure out a way. I just need to do it. I got to wait on the fishing line, and that's all I'm going to do is just run fishing line from there to the 4x4, just to make it further impermeable. Unless I can find some extra weld wire, then I'll run it up there. I'd rather have the weld wire because then I can use it as a trellis. And yeah, we'll figure it out. I got plenty of weld wire. I just got to do it. So I think that's it for today. Actually, I lied. One more thing. I've hooked up a hose bib to this post like I said I was going to do. And what I've got is just the bib on this side, and I've got, I believe, a 4.5 inch piece of a 3/4 inch pipe nipple run through there, male to male. And then I've got a 3/4 inch female to female elbow on this side. And I can hook the garden hose right up to the bottom of that, and then I've got a hose on the other side, and then I can hook all my irrigation stuff up to this, because I'm gonna have like a 3 foot long chain of crap connected to this, because I've got to have the filter, the timer, the vacuum breaker, the starter, the mechanical timer, the whole pile of stuff, and the thing's gonna hang out like this far, which is why I've got it mounted to this post and running parallel to the fence so that someone doesn't go kick and then break some $20 piece of the system. And yeah, probably should have gone with a 5 inch piece of pipe. In hindsight, I didn't do the math. I just bought the one that looked right. And yeah, I thought it's measuring total length. I thought it was measuring, like center of the thread to center of the thread. So yeah, should have gone with a 5. But yeah, I just gotta bolt this on there whenever Bob comes back with my drill. And then that'll be the end of it today. Okay, I lied again. hung up the bee motel. That was the other upside to building this gate like this, is I have one post for the hose bib and I got another post for a bee motel. And I guess theoretically I could put another one over there if I really wanted to. And yeah, this is one I made years ago. And it's been outside in the elements for about 3 years, and it's oddly held up. Had some fire ants get in it, as you can tell by all the dirt, but you know, in the long term that's actually a good thing, because a lot of these mason wasps and miner bees, they really like having this sort of clay material. So now the bee motel has been impregnated with it by the fire ants. So there's a ready source of it right there for them. So that's actually kind of nice. So we got it out here now, and hopefully the bees will enjoy it. Bee motels are great because they provide nesting habitat for native bees and wasps that are, you know, far better pollinators than butterflies. As cool as butterflies are, and as biased as I am, gotta admit, bees are way more important, and a lot of species of wasps and flies are way more important than butterflies. Butterflies are kind of at the bottom rung. They're not very good pollinators because they try their damnedest to not get any pollen on them. Thus, they don't pollinate. And yeah, so providing places for them to nest is a great way to get more pollinators in your garden. And the more pollinators you have, the better your pollinated plants do. And it's a cycle. It's ecology. You know, you guys understand. There's always a feedback loop, and this is one of the good ones. I lied again. I put up a sign. We've had these signs for forever, so I stuck one up. It's a little bit wiggly, but we'll make do for now. I'll just run some bolts in the back of it another day. Oh, heck yeah. We got irrigation now. Oh, boy. Wrapping up a day of kiosk building and brush clearing by throwing a little bit of all-purpose plant food on here. This will get all the extra vitamins and minerals that they need. And it's just sort of insurance. And I'm just going to scatter it kind of loosely over the top. This is just to make sure that the young plants have enough micronutrients when they get established to, you know, be able to get their way down to the bottom. So I'm just going to broadcast this very loosely over everything and pack it in. There we are. Didn't have much left. Probably only had maybe 8 ounces left in the bag, so I just finished it off. You know, the recommended amount is about just over 5 ounces for every 25 square feet. Each one of these is, 64 square feet. And I probably had, 8 ounces between 4 of them. So they each got about 2 ounces, which is, maybe a quarter, fifth of what this recommends. So I'm really just giving them the bare minimum just so that I can make sure they've got enough trace elements to get through the first couple, months of their life and get down into the topsoil. And that's it. And just real quick, we got the rest of the fishing line up for the deer fence. And I need to come out here and water these things because I'm about to lose my coreopsises if I didn't already lose these guys. So I'm going to get to that. And yeah, hopefully you should be able to plant this stuff this week if I'm lucky. The rest of the plants are coming the week after that, so end of March by the latest. Alright, just real quick, I've taken a fishing line and I've marked out all the spots where I'm going to be planting. I've just got a thumbtack and then I've got fishing line serpentining all the way around. I've normally done this with roofing nails and baling twine, but I had fishing line and thumbtacks lying around, so I just did that. I already bought the fishing line, no use finding anything else. Plus it's easier to get rid of when I want to. And yeah, had a windstorm come through. Rabbit tobacco did move. Giardia went everywhere. Like, it's over here now. It's all up in everything, so we're gonna have to replant that, which is fine. I got plenty of seeds, but just kind of annoying because now we're gonna have Giardia coming up everywhere. I mean, it was going to anyway, but I was kind of hoping not to.